There's a country in the heart of Europe, smaller than Portugal, smaller than Ireland, a country shaped by the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Golden Age, the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, and centuries of crossroads culture. It has pyramids older than Egypt's, at least that's what some believe. It has a bridge so beautiful that UNESCO declared it a world treasure. It has the last remaining rainforest in Europe. It has a waterfall in the middle of a medieval town. And it has a valley of 60,000 mysterious stone tombstones, scattered across the hills like a forgotten language carved in rock. Yet, when you ask most people to find it on a map, they can't. This is Bosnia and Herzegovina, Europe's last secret. Bosnia and Herzegovina sits in the Western Balkans, a triangular wedge of land roughly the size of the Netherlands. To the north, Croatia. To the east, Serbia. To the south, Montenegro. And just 20 kilometers of Adriatic coastline at Neum, one of the shortest coastlines of any country in the world.
But to understand Bosnia, you don't look at borders. You look at the land itself. The Dinaric Alps cut through the country like a giant spine, limestone peaks that rise over 2,000 meters. Fast-moving rivers, the Una, the Neretva, the Dina, the Verbas, the Bosna, carve emerald canyons through ancient rock, and tucked between the mountains, fertile valleys where civilizations have risen and fallen for over 6,000 years. This is not the Europe of postcards. This is something older, wilder.
Sarajevo is the only city in Europe where you can walk from a mosque to a Catholic cathedral, to an Orthodox church to a synagogue, all within 500 meters. They call it the Jerusalem of Europe, and for good reason. The city was founded by the Ottomans in 1461. Gazi Huzrev Beg, the Ottoman governor, didn't just build a military outpost, he built a city, a mosque, a library, a covered bazaar, a public bathhouse. A soup kitchen that still serves free meals to this day, nearly 5 centuries later. Walk through Bashchashia, the old town, and you'll walk on cobblestones smoothed by millions of footsteps over hundreds of years. The air smells of grilled chavapi and fresh-baked somun bread. Copper artisans hammer intricate patterns into trays and coffee sets, the same way their grandfathers did, and their grandfathers before them. But Sarajevo is not frozen in time. Look closer, and you'll see the layers, centuries stacked on centuries. Ottoman stonework, Austro-Hungarian facades with their elegant Viennese proportions, Yugoslav-era geometry. Each empire left its mark, and Sarajevo absorbed them all. It's a city where the call to prayer echoes across the valley at sunset, while church bells ring in the distance. Where east meets west, not in a clash, but in a conversation that's been going on for 500 years. 2 hours south of Sarajevo lies Mostar, a city named after its bridge keepers. Mostari, the men who guarded the bridge. The Stari Most, the old bridge, was built in 1566 by the Ottoman architect Mimar Hayreddin. It was a marvel of engineering, a single limestone arch spanning nearly 29 meters across the emerald green Neretva River, held together without mortar. Just gravity, just geometry. For more than 4 centuries it stood. The bridge survived floods, earthquakes, and the passage of empires. But in the 1990s, during a period of conflict, it collapsed into the cold green waters below. The symbol of Mostar, this elegant arc of stone connecting two sides of a city, was gone. But here is what matters. Afterward, the people of Mostar refused to let it stay destroyed. They dove into the river and pulled the original stones from the water. They rebuilt the bridge, stone by stone, arch by arch, using the same techniques Hayreddin used 5 centuries earlier. In 2004, it reopened, and UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site. Today, young men of Mostar still practice the ancient tradition of bridge jumping. They climb to the highest point of the arch, 24 meters above the river, and they dive. It takes years of training. One wrong angle and the water hits like concrete. They do it anyway, because the bridge is more than stone. It's a statement. We are still here. We always have been. "30 kilometers northwest of Sarajevo, in the town of Visoko, stands a hill, a very unusual hill. It's called Visočica. It rises 213 meters above the valley, and from certain angles, it looks almost perfectly triangular, like a pyramid. In 2005, a Bosnian American researcher named Semir Osmanagić made a stunning claim. This was no hill, it was a man-made pyramid. The Pyramid of the Sun, the largest and oldest pyramid on Earth, predating the Egyptian pyramids by thousands of years. Mainstream archaeology was skeptical. A natural geological formation, they argued. But Osmanagic's teams kept digging. They found what they claim are concrete-like blocks, intricate tunnel networks beneath the site, and energy phenomena they say science cannot yet explain. Is it real? The debate continues. The debate continues. But here's what is undeniably true. The tunnels exist. You can walk through them. They stretch for kilometers. Prehistoric passages, medieval additions, and sections that remain unexplained. And in the valley of Visoko, something is buried. Whatever the truth turns out to be, the Bosnian pyramids have attracted hundreds of thousands of curious visitors from around the world, because people are drawn to mystery, and Bosnia has never been short on that. Scattered across the hills of Bosnia and Herzegovina are 60,000 stone tombstones. They're called Stećci, and they are unlike anything else in Europe. These are not simple grave markers. They're monuments, some weighing over 30 tons, carved with scenes of hunting and dancing, with spirals and rosettes, with crescent moons and Christian crosses, sometimes all on the same stone. The Stećci date from the 12th to the 16th century, a time when Bosnia was a crossroads between empires, religions, and cultures. And these stones reflect that fusion. Catholic, Orthodox, and members of the Bosnian Church, an indigenous Christian sect, were all buried beneath the same symbols. UNESCO inscribed them as a World Heritage Site in 2016. But to visit a Stećci necropolis, especially at dusk, when the shadows stretch long and the carvings seem to shift in the fading light, is to feel something personal. These weren't built for kings. They were built for ordinary people, farmers. Tapshiway. Delving us, Dantfo Tagio, Tuay, Abisai, merchants, shard, mothers, and fathers, people who wanted to be remembered. And 600 years later, they still are. Bosnia and Herzegovina holds a secret that even many Europeans don't know. It contains the last remaining primeval rainforest on the continent. Perućica, deep inside Sutjeska National Park, is a forest that has never been logged, never been touched by human development. Trees here tower over 50 meters, some of them over 300 years old. The canopy is so dense that sunlight barely reaches the forest floor. This is what Europe looked like before humans reshaped it. The country's rivers are among the cleanest in Europe. The Una River, named by the Romans, who reportedly exclaimed "Una," the one, when they first saw its color. The Drina, emerald green, cutting through canyons that rival anything in the American West. The Neretva, cold, fast, and impossibly clear. And then there are the waterfalls. Crevice, a natural amphitheater of falling water, 25 meters high, spanning 120 meters across. Locals call it the mini Niagara of the Balkans. On summer days, the mist catches the sun and throws rainbows across the pool below. This is not manicured nature. This is not a garden. This is wilderness, raw and untamed. And in Europe, in the 21st century, that is rarer than gold. There's a town in central Bosnia where a 22-meter waterfall crashes down at the exact meeting point of two rivers, right in the heart of the city. This is Jajce, and it is one of the most extraordinary places in Europe that almost no one outside the Balkans has heard of. The Pliva waterfall is the centerpiece, a thundering curtain of white water, where the Pliva River plunges into the Via Bas. But Jajce is not just a natural wonder. It was once a royal seat, the capital of the last Bosnian kings in the 14th and 15th centuries. The fortress still stands on the hilltop, its stone walls looking down over the red-tiled roofs and the waterfall below. A few kilometers outside town lie the Pliva Lakes, a string of calm, crystal-clear lakes famous for something utterly unique. A cluster of tiny wooden water mills built directly over the water. These mills, 20 of them, no bigger than small sheds, have been grinding grain for centuries, powered by nothing but the gentle current. They look like something out of a fairy tale. Jajce doesn't make the typical Balkan itinerary. It should. Because where else in the world can you stand in a medieval royal capital, look down at a waterfall thundering through the center of town, and then drive 5 minutes to water mills that have been turning for centuries? This is Bosnia, the extraordinary hiding in plain sight. In the north of Bosnia, where the Vrbas River flattens out after its wild journey through mountain canyons, sits Banja Luka, the country's second largest city and one of its greenest. They call it the Green City for a reason. Tree-lined avenues stretch for kilometers, chestnuts, lindens, and plane trees forming natural tunnels of shade. With 17 parks and countless tree-lined promenades, Banja Luka feels less like an urban center and more like a city that grew up inside a forest. At its heart stands the Castle Fortress, one of the oldest medieval fortifications in Bosnia, its stone walls rising directly from the banks of the Vrbas. From its ramparts, you can watch the river rush past, the same river that just a few kilometers upstream carves one of the most dramatic canyons in the Balkans. The Vrbas Canyon is a rafter's paradise. Sheer limestone walls plunging into fast green water. And then there is Ferhadija. The Ferhad Pasha Mosque, built in 1579, is one of the finest examples of Ottoman architecture in the Balkan. Its minaret rises elegantly above the city skyline, and its interior, once carefully restored, is a masterpiece of Islamic art. Arabesques, calligraphy, and colored stonework in perfect harmony. It stands as a symbol of Banja Luka's deep cultural roots. Stroll down Gospodska Street in the evening, the city's main pedestrian boulevard, and you'll see cafes full of students, families walking beneath the old trees, and a city that moves at its own unhurried pace. Banja Luka doesn't try to be anything other than what it is: proud, green, and welcoming. You cannot understand Bosnia without understanding Bosnian coffee. It is not just a drink, it is a ritual. It takes time. The coffee is ground fine as dust, boiled slowly in a copper djezva, and served with a sugar cube and a glass of cold water. You don't rush Bosnian coffee, and you don't rush Bosnian conversation. The food tells the same story of fusion. Cevapi, small grilled meat sausages served in salmon bread with chopped onion. Burek, flaky pastry filled with meat. Sarma, cabbage rolls stuffed with minced meat and rice. These dishes carry Ottoman, Slavic, and Mediterranean influences, all on one plate. But the most important ingredient in any Bosnian meal is hospitality. If you are a guest in a Bosnian home, you will be fed. You will be given the best seat. You will not be allowed to leave until you have eaten 3 times what you thought you could. This is not politeness. This is culture. This is centuries deep. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not an easy country to summarize. It doesn't fit into a postcard or a 3-minute travel vlog. It is a country of layers, ancient and modern, Islamic and Christian, and something older than both. Stone bridges and wooden watermills, pyramids that may or may not exist. Tombstones that outlasted the empires that carved them. Green cities where the rivers run clean, and the coffee is always served with a sugar cube. The tourists rush to Dubrovnik, to Split, to the Adriatic coast, and that's fine. Bosnia doesn't need to be for everyone, but for those who are willing to look closer, to walk the old towns at dawn, to listen to the call to prayer echo across the valley while church bells ring in the distance, to sit with a stranger over coffee that takes an hour to drink, Bosnia offers something increasingly rare. Bosnia offers something increasingly rare: authenticity. Europe has been mapped, photographed, and Instagrammed into oblivion, but not here. Not yet. This is Bosnia and Herzegovina, Europe's last secret. Maybe it's time you discovered it for yourself.